Hello everybody. Now since I talked about my 800 XL last, I found out a couple of interesting details that I want to share with you, and I also picked up a few games. First of all, this is my owner's guide for the Atari 800 XL. Showed you a couple pages on my unboxing video. And as you can see down here, maybe you cannot see down here, but it has the numbers 1984.6. And that can only mean that this was printed in June of 1984. So my Atari 800 XL is probably from the middle run of the production. So I expect somewhere between mid 1984 and late 1984 for the manufacturing date. So maybe this might be a new chipset or newer chipset because I have a 25 watt power supply as opposed to 40 in Lazy Game Reviewers, Freakin' D is his YouTube name. And I'd actually like to know what, this is actually going to be a question for MN12 Bird. Since he has his Atari 8600 XL there, does he have the user manual with it? And what date does he have it printed on that? So I'd like to know that. Anyway, I'm going to show a couple of games off here, but first I'm going to show you a few games that I purchased recently off of eBay. These costed me between $8 and $11 a piece. So here we go. You already saw the three that I have already. So let's go to the other ones now. First of all, here's Pac-Man. MN12 Bird showed this one off, so I'm not even going to bother with that. Next one we got is Missile Command, which is a very good port. You're going to see that in a few moments. And finally, one that I received today, Joust. Now I have to say that the Joust is just an excellent port, basically the exact same as the 5200 port, but we're going to see here right now. Now, for anybody who wants to know exactly how the cart sizes are, because I know a lot of people have Atari 2600 cartridges, I'm going to put it up against here. Now here, this is Q*bert for the 2600. This is actually the second revision of the cart. I actually got this in Florida for 50 cents. So here's Q*bert, and here is an Atari 8-bit cartridge. So as you can see, it's thicker than a Atari 2600 cartridge. However, it is less wide than a 2600 cartridge. So, just wanted to prove that to you guys. But anyway, alright guys, let's go to the gameplay. I'm going to show off a couple of the cartridges here. First of all, we're going to have Missile Command. So let's put that in. Now let's have a playthrough. I'm going to be using my Genesis controller for this because it works better than the Atari joystick. So there we go. And I apologize for any of the glare there, but the light has to be picked up by the camera. Let's press start. Now immediately what you can see here is the points are being shown on the screen. You have extra ships and an airplane as well. And what I can tell you is it's a vast improvement from the 2600. That's pretty much all these 8-bit games are. Like at the end of the round there, you can see the amount of missiles and cities you have left. Now, what makes this game a very good port on the 8-bit system is the missiles have a tendency to spread out in a variety of patterns, as you can see here. Now, I'm doing a pretty good job so far in holding back the ICBMs, but it does get insanely hard, especially in the double and the triple point rounds. So there is the plane. You won't see that in the 2600 version, that's for sure. And also, depending on what angle, as I get a city destroyed there, depending on what angle you hit the missiles at, the ICBMs will not take damage. and basically we just go through your explosions. So right now I've lost 2 of my cities. Now I'd say a priority is to get the various ships and enemy ships and any airplanes out of the way before they shoot ICBMs. As you can see that I made the fatal mistake and they just did, and there goes another one of my cities. Now at this point, pretty much all but one of my cities have been wiped out. And here comes the triple point round, which is pretty much insane. This is now it's coming down at an alarming rate, and there is no way that I can get to these in time, as there it goes. And I do not think I'll have enough points to, and as you can see, that just blew up my missile base. And as you can see there, you can have an epileptic seizure at the end there with the DN sign. And as you can see, if you wait long enough, the DN sign even blows up, which is quite a nice touch. I like this port a lot. Very good port by Atari. Alright. Okay, so you don't have to hear the snow while I'm explaining it. Next game we're going to play is Joust. Now as you can see, this title screen looks exactly like the 5200 version. And I've seen the Classic Game Room do the video on the 5200 version, and this is pretty much almost exactly identical, except I'm using one of these. So anyway, let's get right to the game. Now this is a definite upgrade from the 2600, as you can see. Now really, what I think of the sprites are, these sprites are well done, the eggs aren't floating in midair, and you can definitely see the hardware capabilities of the Atari 8-bit computers. And for the record guys, another difference between the 5200 and this is that the 5200 contained 10 kilobytes of ROM, as opposed to 20 in the Atari 8-bit computer. So you can't run a basic OS on the 5200. So not everything about the 5200 was the same compared to the 8-bit computers. Anyway, we're over here in Wave 3. And this is where things start to get a little bit difficult, as you might imagine. And I don't know how I got to that screen, but now Atari also did a very good job, as the egg goes down into the lava, of faithfully transferring this game, even though Williams were the ones that actually did the translation over to the 8-bit computers here, as I died. And I genuinely like the whole atmosphere of this. This makes this is definitely better than the 2600. At least some people be like purists and say the simpler graphics look better, but the fact of the matter is, this is pretty much a no contest. For the people that hate the 5200 version because of the darn controllers, the controls on this one are definitely an improvement. And here comes the egg wave. Now, as you can recall, the 2600 version had floating eggs in this stage, as opposed to, as you can see there, the hatching animations are much better, because in the 2600 version they just appeared out of nowhere. Here you have a full hatching sequence, and truly gives a very, very accurate arcade conversion, and also a more enjoyable experience. I mean, I could play this game literally for hours. I played a 26 version for many hours when I was younger, and I can definitely say that this is going to be one of those games where I can't put down the controller. And look at that, one of the jousts just got grabbed by that demon hand. So this what makes the 8-bit version so much better than the 2600. And I just got killed again. Actually, I'm not doing too badly. This is only probably my 4th game on this particular 8-bit version as I died again. Can't say too much now because I'm starting to get a little bit of can't say cockiness, but a little bit ahead of myself. And there we go again. Okay. Now it starts to get tough here, but for your information, the pterodactyls come in wave 9, but I'm not going to make that. Or maybe I will. Who knows? Depends on how I do on this particular wave of enemies. And I just got an extra life there. Very good. Oh, thought I died there. Nice. Okay, wave 8 is the pterodactyl wave. Now I gotta watch out here because they're gonna go after me like gangbusters now. Narrowly missed it there. And also, I'd like to thank YouTube for increasing the limit to 15 minutes because this allows me to get deep into gameplay and have commentary like that. Wow. I also like the... Wow, that was a very quick game over screen. Thy game is over. That's probably my only complaint about this, is the fact that the game over screen is just too short. It's probably shorter than the 5200 version. Now I can't try 2 players on this because of obvious reasons, but as you can see, this is a very good port. I love this port. I think this is probably my favorite port now. Of course, the arcade version will never be beaten, but this pretty much comes very close to the arcade version. And for that, I give a round of applause to Atari and Williams for creating this wonderful game. Now, if you can only create a new one with using 3D sprites, then I'll be happy. But anyway, that's been the demonstration of both Missile Command and Joust, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe to my videos, and hopefully I will get more videos, especially of the Amiga 1000, because it's a very fantastic machine. For anybody who hasn't used an Amiga 16, well, it is a 16-bit processor in the Amiga. But for anybody who hasn't used an Amiga computer or just tried emulation, having the real thing is so much better. But anyway, that will come soon. That will come sooner or later. This thing is fantastic. My 800XL. Very powerful machine for its time. I love the games. I'm pretty much not disappointed. I'm not disappointed by any of the ports here. And there we go. That game is over. And my review is over. So take care, folks, and see you later.